Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Betrayal at House on the Hill. Betrayal at House on the Hill is a wonderful little game. It involves everyone working together to create the house. Each person's turn will discover more and more of this house until at some point the haunt happens and one of the players becomes a betrayer and starts working against everyone else. There are two books that say do not read. They become really important when that happens, when the traitor starts working against everyone else. Within these are 50 different games that will end up being played, 50 different ways that these guys are going to get their butts kicked around the board. One of the problems with this game is that it's aimed at regular board game players, but it uses some of the RPG language and understandings like 4+. For someone who's not an RPG, role-playing game player, 4+ doesn't necessarily mean anything. Whereas RPG players just understand, okay, I roll the dice, I hit a 4 or more, then I've succeeded. On each of the character boards, there's a whole bunch of numbers that refer to different numbers of dice that are going to be used, or how far you can move. This is standard RPG kind of language, but not as standard for regular board gamers. The other issue I found with this game is that once the betrayal happens and we find there's a traitor in our midst, if the traitor is one of the new gamers, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a struggle because they're not allowed to give away what they're trying to do to everyone else. You, as the person who understands the game, can give them advice, can give them information, but as soon as they ask the question, you know what they're doing, and it kind of kills the game. The other problem is that as soon as you hit that point where there is a traitor come out, the entire game stops. It halts for like 20 minutes while everyone discusses what they're going to do and how to get around it. It ramps up. Betrayal happens, go for a little while, and then the game ramps up again. So if you can get through that quickly, that's great. If you can get through it without the new player being the traitor, even better. Just something to be really aware of when bringing that to the table, that the new players actually understand how to play the betrayal part as well. So that's explained in part 2 of the video, how to play the betrayal. You don't need to explain until you actually hit the point where the traitor comes out. If it's someone who's going to be able to understand it, you can get through it really quickly. You don't need to really give them every little bit of information to be able to do that. My friends and I really enjoy this. In some groups, other groups really hate it. But when we're playing it, we tend to try and put on some scary music, and it's fun when the music changes as you turn over a room or something like that. That's a little bit of fun that we've managed to add into the game, and it's worthwhile exploring using soundtracks while you're playing games, because that can be quite fun. There is an expansion which gives you more than the 50 standard scenarios that will come through in the game. I've got the expansion on order. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to that. The game plays beautifully without the expansion. I'm assuming the expansion will just add some extra elements or some extra stories that can go along with the game. That's about all I've got to add to Betrayal at House on the Hill. If you can get past the language and the RPG kind of terminology, and get everyone to understand the mechanics of how the conflicts and things like that happen, it's a pretty straightforward game and will play fairly easily. I think most people tend to enjoy the game when they're playing it. That's all from me for the moment. Go on, watch part 1, then part 2. If you have any comments, please comment below. As always, if you have any games that you want Gamesplained, please send me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at thegamesplainer. And until next time, enjoy gaming.